So this is Matt from Winder Towing, or Matt's Off-Road Recovery in Utah, America, and he and I have been doing a bunch of filming around snatch straps and recovery ropes, which are both kinetic energy recoveries. So make sure you head on over to his YouTube channel and subscribe, and just follow his recoveries. He's doing such good stuff around recoveries. It's very entertaining work as well. But we got to talking about recovery ropes and what condemns them, and then we got to thinking, well, what's actually inside a recovery rope? How are they made and that? So this is one that Matt's going to condemn, and we're going to open her up and have a look inside, hey?
Yep. So first of all, I'd like to point out, these are the same size rope. They've ended up, you can see how this one's fluffed up more. Mm-hmm. So there has been a change in the nominal diameter. One thing I wanted to point out, this rope is starting to show some signs of abrasion on the outside. If this was my personal recovery rope for just if I was wheeling, I wouldn't condemn this rope. I would keep using it and keep my eye on it. I'd start watching it more closely. But since I use my ropes for business, they're commercially used, I need them in top condition for lots of reasons. But so yeah. this one we're taking out of rotation. And I figured this rope's got somewhere between 200 and 250 cycles on it.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
That's a lot.
And
it gives you an idea of how many recoveries Matt's doing with his business. So, yeah. So
like he said, we were kind of interested to see what the middle of this was, because we were comparing them to a snatch strap. That we did a comparison visually, and we did a little job. And now what we can't see is what's on the inside of this rope, so we're going to cut it open.
And we were, well, I mean, let's start cutting it, but we were also thinking, well, what's the, is this all full of grit, like sand and mud from all of those times where it's, getting exposed to those elements?
So we'll cut it in half and then we'll peel it back.
Sure.
Look how brave he is.
Yeah, I'm not feeling very brave, I can say. So it's like lots of fibers. I was kind of expecting rubber or something, to be honest. Like lots of strands of rubber or some sort of stretchy fiber. Yeah, I'm not brave enough anymore. I'm out. All right, so cutting that through.
Yeah, I think just pull that out there. We'll just finish cutting through that.
Right, So
you can see there's two main design elements here. We've got this inner rope with a weave and then an outer. I would say the outer is definitely part of the structure. It's protective, but it's also a...
So you know what I'm noticing here, Matt? This internally, look how much like dust and whatever is inside there. Like that's, I don't know if it's coming up on the camera, but that has definitely got a lot of grit in there. I can feel it on my skin, but it's not abrased the fibers to my, I mean, maybe you've got a microscope, it would, but I don't know. What do you think? Is that, I'm not really seeing damage from the grit to my eye.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that.
And the other thing I'm noticing here is the weave internally is not as aggressive. See how these fibers or strands are kind of more straight than the outer sheath. So it's a different type of weave or something.
So yeah, it's a different weave.
Yep. So this is all just part of learning. Matt's doing a whole heap of stuff over here with these ropes, and we're just both trying to learn how to do things better. What's good procedure? What can we learn? Anything you want to say, man?
Oh, I've just never done this before, and this is kind of interesting.
It sure is.
You can definitely two completely separate parts. Look how easy those.
Yeah. So I wonder then, is this a different material to the outer stuff?
I don't think it is. It's definitely each. I mean, they're rolling them into the yarn sizes. Whatever, I don't know what you'd call that, but they're using these very small individual.
Yeah. Well,
and this is definitely woven to a.
Yep.
Smaller.
I think the one big takeaway I'm getting from a rope versus a snatch trap. To use them, so far we've done a little bit of testing, and that's in that video, and that video doesn't say there's anything different, but we weren't totally happy with the way that came up. But these don't have the failure sort of thing that the snatch trap tends to.
Right. I think
that's probably a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, these are much less prone to getting damage in the first place, and then they can probably sustain a lot more and keep a higher percentage of their strength.
Yep.
And they're just a more robust design.
I think I'm going to agree with that. You know what I'm going to do, Matt? I've got one of these from the guys at Factor 55. I'm going to take that back to Australia, and I'm going to just start using that in my recoveries. I'm going to set up some scenarios for recoveries. I'm just going to learn a whole heap more about these recovery ropes and that as a kinetic energy device, because in Australia they're not very common, whereas they seem to be more well known over here. So guys, look, you know, so much of my channel is about learning and just helping us wheel well and educating stuff, and Matt's just all about that content where he's out there using this stuff in the real world, doing his job, doing his business, and that's what his channel's all about. At the end of the day, you know, we just want people to be safe when they're out there in the outdoors and having a good time, and that's all we're trying to do. So yeah, all right guys, I'm Mad Matt, stay safe on the trails.